Give me the wine, and I'll pour my heart out. Give me your heart, and I'll freely pour all of mine into yours, so we become one messy, intoxicating stain that won't ever wane. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Amanda Montoni. Welcome to the Sweet Madness podcast. That poem tidbit for the day was from my chapbook called A Grayscale Love Affair. And it's just a little book about love and AKA situationships. So there you go. There's your poem tidbit. And today on the Sweet Madness podcast, we have another very special guest with us today. Gregory Cioffi, SAG-AFTRA AEA, is a professional actor, an award-winning director, professor, and published author. His new chapbook, Summer Heat, Poems of Passion, was just published by Wildside Press. His debut novel, The Devil and the Diamond, was released in 2023 by Henry Gray Publishing. Many of his stories have been archived in numerous libraries, including Yale University's Rare Books and Manuscript Library. Greg recently won Best Director for his horror film, A Pandemic Presence, at the 2024 Scared for Your Life Film Festival. Look out for his upcoming film, Beyond Silent Night, a tribute to the remembrance of 9/11, scheduled to be released in 2026 for the tragedy's 25th anniversary. Greg is an adjunct professor of English at Long Island University and Post University. And he also teaches creative writing, poetry, and basic acting at Nassau Community College. Everyone, pretend you're clapping. If you're driving, please don't clap. Clap for Gregory Cioffi.
Yay.
Here are the clap effects.
Thank you for having me.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you for being here, Greg.
Of course. How could I not? This is an awesome setup and an awesome podcast, so I'm very happy to be here.
Woo woo! Greg is a fellow writer, actor, friend of mine, and he is one of the avid participants in the Long Island poetry scene.
That's right.
And this is really cool. I had our friend Paula Kersey on.
That's right.
And it was so fun.
Paul's the best. It's actually pretty funny how artists meet each other. So I met you on the art scene without knowing we have so many common friends just in the acting world as well.
Yeah.
So it's always fun when the artistic worlds collide and interweave with one another.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
I just, it's a small world, just keeps playing in my head.
I know.
Even though that's one of my greatest fears and most annoying songs. So there we go. That's funny. So Greg, here at the Sweet Madness podcast, I ask all of our guests this season this one starting question.
Okay, I'm ready.
What does sweet madness mean to you? What is your definition of sweet madness?
Okay. Here's my shot at it.
Okay.
To me, sweet madness is the embracing and relishing of disorder.
Huh.
So it is an acceptance of chaos. That's how I view the term. Sweet, obviously, the sense, right? So of taste, so it makes me think of relish. Mm-hmm. Relishing something, really craving something. And the madness part, obviously one thinks of disorders, right, if you will, in the historical sense. But I love disorder in the sense of, the lack of complete organization, where who knows what might happen. So those two words together form something very special for me, and I would think most artists.
Yeah. I mean, being an artist, it is all sort of about embracing everything that you come across and infusing that and being emotionally present as well, which is very hard for some people to do.
Yes.
Very, very hard for some people to do. It's magical in that sense.
Yes, it forces one to be vulnerable, right? And from that vulnerability, beautiful things can spring out of that, but it's also extremely difficult to actually open yourself up to the world in any real sense.
Yeah. Absolutely. I like that. I like that. And relish.
Yeah.
Isn't a relish an actual food?
Yeah, it goes on hot dogs.
Or no, is that sauerkraut? No, relish. Yes, relish.
The green, yeah.
The green things, not the white things.
Yes, but relish as the verb, to really relish something,
To relish something.
Yes.
I'm just going to keep saying relish for the rest of this episode. No, I won't do that to you.
Suddenly starving.
So with that definition of sweet madness for you, what is your sweet madness story? Or presently, like, what do you consider sweet madness in your life or something that you're going through?
Good. Yeah, I'm not sure so much that it's a story, but it has become almost a way of life.
Okay.
Right? So I think, anyone who ventures to, let us say, dedicate themselves to a life in the arts must embrace some sort of sweet madness, right? Because I feel like to dedicate yourself to this sort of lifestyle, it is mad in a sense, right?
Very much so.
But it is also extremely sweet, right? We sort of reap the rewards that only an artistic life can bring. But it is a cyclical nightmare sometimes, right? It is, every time you book a great gig, as soon as that gig is over, you're literally unemployed again, back on the grind, searching for something new. And that cycle, right, over and over and over, it's like Sisyphus with the rock, only we're chasing gigs or projects or whatever it is. There is sweet madness in that. But it's also, at the same time, the greatest high to be able to perform and take a bow at the end of the show or watch something that you wrote come to life, right, on stage or on film. So there's a magic to it, much like you alluded to. That's the sweet part. But there's also, at least for me, an addiction part. Like, I can't stop and I don't want to stop. And there is something maddening, right, about that. I think that's why, for you thespians out there, they all know when a show closes, there is a huge void in your life, right? Like we literally call it the void, because we just spent all this time with a core group of people in rehearsals, in production, doing a piece, and they become, for a short amount of time, your family, right? And you get very close to many people, and then at the end of it, it all just disperses. And of course, some people you keep in contact with, some people you see again. But at least in every production, there's one person that life is just going to take you down separate roads, and there's at least a possibility you're never going to see that person again, or multiple people again, or maybe you're out of state doing a show, so in the back of your mind, you're quite aware that this could be it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it all starts up all over again, and you meet all new people, and you get really close to all new people, and then you leave them again, and they leave you. That's sweet madness if I don't know what it is.
Yeah, there's so much also in just being a creative and talking specifically about theater and doing shows.
Sure.
There's a lot of resilience to be that type of actor. I mean, an actor in general, because you're going from project to project. Anyone who goes from project to project, it's just I feel like they just have so much resilience because they literally have to start from square one once their previous project ends.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, you should even be looking for a job while you're in the middle of this one, because it's going to end. And so you would love to try and book back to back. But, sometimes that's easier said than done.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So much resilience, so many cycles of vulnerability as well. Because you really got to just, go through life for this cycle and then just totally strip everything away and then start over again. And there's so much emotional layers that go with that. Like you said, like you form relationships, you may see these people again, you stay in contact with some people, but then you may never see anybody, some other people again. So it's very, like, I have a friend who is in the community theater scene, and whenever there's a show that, you know, some of us are all together on or most of us are in and stuff like that, he always goes, he's like, this is it. This is it. This is it. And we're like, why you gotta be so sad?
It's intense.
But it's true. It's true. Like, a chapter is ending.
Yes.
We have to start a new one.
It's also sounds like a reminder to be in the moment and present. Like this right here. This is it.
Yeah.
So relish it.
Back to the relish.
Yeah. But it's true. A clean slate is not just emotionally, but also professionally.
Yeah.
Every time you get a new gig, it's almost like you need to prove yourself again and again and again. Every audition, you need to prove yourself. Or, you know, every job you get, there's all new people around you, and they're wondering, how good is this person? Right? Like, will they come through? How much can we depend on them? And so it's, like you said, a cycle.
Actors are anyone who's creative and goes from like gig to gig and like somehow makes it their life, that's so hard. Not a lot of people can do that. And honestly, I get upset when actors and, you know, creatives get a bad rep because they're like, oh, you'll never have any money, you'll never have any stability. And it's like, well, there are ways to do that, but to do that plus going from gig to gig and everything, that takes a lot out of a person, and not everybody is equipped to do it. Not everybody has a drive, not everybody has the strength, not everybody has the chutzpah to do it, you know?
Yeah. The longevity is essential.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because burnout is such a real thing.
Oh, God.
And
I'm
in this
burned out
industry,
right now.
it's so easy to get burnt out.
So easy. So easy.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm having the experience of working backstage, which is something I never really done before. So I'm learning a lot. Not only like physically, like how, you know, set changes go and everything like that, but also watching the stage manager and seeing like everything that they have to keep track of and assign and watch and just be like a hawk and see everything that goes on backstage in the dark. It's a new learning experience. And honestly, like, after I got home from those performances and Tech Week, I was I'm also burned out from work, but that's an additional to it. But I was like so tired and like so in awe. I was just like, how do people do this?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was going to ask if the new experience helped or contributed to more burnout.
I think in conjunction with the burnout I was already feeling from work added to the burnout, but it also kind of, I'm a learner, right? I like to learn new things. I like to observe. I like to have new experiences. So it sort of fed me, but also contributed to the burnout. I was in like an in-between place, which wasn't bad while I was there. And it was just so interesting because, as you know, I'm usually either on stage or I'm on the creative side of things, like directing or choreographing. So to do this, it was a whole different experience, and I just have so much more appreciation for other elements of theater that I always had appreciation for, but just never really was there with it to actually like be in it and see how it works. And I'm in awe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I was going to say something that helps me with burnout is the ability to jump from different sort of artistic mediums, right? Because if I'm just, let's say, like writing poetry, I can get burnt out just from doing that. But what I find rejuvenating is, okay, if I'll put that on the side for now, and now I'll focus on directing films, right? Or I'll focus on acting, or I'll focus on prose writing, or whatever the thing is. But I think, at least for me, that helps keep it fresh. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned you are a learner, right? And I am the same way. And I think sometimes the reason I do jump is because I just want to learn something that I have no idea about, right? Because I didn't start off wanting to do all these things. I was a writer to begin with, and then in college I had to take some sort of art class, and I couldn't draw stick figures, so Art 101 was out. So it was just theater acting, and then I got bit by the bug, and then I really just immersed myself in that life for a long time. And then I'm like, oh, this other side of the table stuff is cool. So I started directing theater, and then I started acting in films, and then I was like, ooh, this camera stuff is cool. Like, so now I'm comfortable where I'm actually okay with calling myself a director of film now. I was not comfortable with that label for like a long time, because I'm like, no, like I just dabble. But now I feel like that's one of my new passions is directing film. So,
why do you think it took you so long to consider yourself a director of film?
I think because if I'm going to put it on something like a resume, like I got to bring it. Like I can't be a amateur and claim to be something I'm not. So for me, at first I had an interest in it. Then like I dipped a toe into the pool, right? Shot a little something, and then maybe tried to make a little short film that no one will see. And then I just started getting a bit more confident and comfortable with the medium, and then just excited about it. And then I made something I was proud of as like a first real attempt to make a short film. It was called The Museum of Lost Things. And since then, I was like, okay, I'll give in. I direct too, I guess.
And how long have you been directing film?
The Museum of Lost Things came out in 2018.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've been comfortable
For
since then, I guess. But
almost a decade.
Is it? Wow. COVID's crazy.
COVID is crazy.
Yeah.
What crazy, yeah. Going back to learning, like, and jumping from one thing to another, do you ever feel overwhelmed by all of the pools you have your toe in?
No, because I view them as little havens that I can go to when I need them. So it's rare that I'm doing all of them simultaneously.
Okay.
It allows me to sort of schedule things when nothing's going on over here in this creative well, right? Like if I'm not getting any acting gigs, I'll just focus on writing. If I'm just having writer's block, or I just don't have the time to dedicate to it, maybe I'll do this little thing over here instead. So I find that they don't conflict, but are actually quite cohesive for me.
It's like, the advice with writers, if you have writer's block, go out for a walk, go live.
Sure. Yeah.
And I feel like that's what you're doing as well. You're going out and you're living, but you just so happen to be doing other things that you're creatively passionate about.
Yes.
Okay.
It's tough to write when you really don't want to. However,
it is going back
to COVID, when the pandemic and shutdown happened, that's when I decided, I'll finally write that novel I always wanted to write but didn't have time for because our industry is just shut down. So The Devil and the Diamond is a pandemic novel in the sense that it was written in the whole year of the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
But for that, I took the Stephen King approach, and I was just like, just treat it like a job. Like 6-7 hours a day, Monday through Friday, you're just going to sit down and you're going to write something. And maybe you'll use it, maybe you won't, but it is your job. That was the mentality, because a novel is such a, massive undertaking that it's not like, shorter pieces.
Do you have a creative do you have a general creative process that you kind of apply to everything that you do, or are they all kind of specifically different?
Yeah, I think each project needs its own game plan.
Okay.
For prose, longer prose, I do usually create outlines, whether that's chapter by chapter or, fragment by fragment. Although for The Devil and the Diamond, it was a little different. I actually created a timeline, and the timeline was my beacon throughout the whole project because it was a multi-generational tale of 3 different generations. So in order for me to keep track of everything, I went off a giant timeline that I created. Also to make sure I hit all the important historical events because it's historical fiction.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But do you have like a general kind of, I guess, mindset when you go into each one of these projects? Is the mindset thing like different for each one, or is it kind of like, this is Greg, this is how Greg needs to work?
I think Greg just has tunnel vision. I think when Greg dedicates himself to something, there's really nothing else. There's just this thing, and until that thing is accomplished, he's mad without the sweet.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Greg has tunnel vision.
Yes.
Greg has tunnel vision.
Which is good and bad, I think, because it's great at accomplishing things, but like everything else to the side you don't see, right? Because all you have is what you're going after. But it can be very motivating, I find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's goal oriented, I guess.
And then do you have a way to like actually, attend to the life things while that's happening, or does all the life things just go in the garbage?
I mean, that's part of the sweet madness. That is my life. I mean, because they're not hobbies. So those are jobs or the most exciting thing perhaps going on with me for that short amount of time, and so I don't actually separate. Maybe eating is the only thing I need to be. I need to eat. But other than that, I feel like. I'm in it.
Okay.
It's maddening. I know.
You don't make sure you have time for friends and family, or do you build that in? Your social life?
I don't know. I don't really I feel like I always see my my immediate family. I make sure I do. But yeah, everything is a trade-off. And I definitely see my extended family less than I would like to. And as I get older, I have less friends. You know what I mean? I'm around less groups of people, unless those people are also part of the projects I'm doing.
I feel you on that.
And in some sense, and those are all, partial decisions I have made in my decision to go tunnel vision here. But at the same time, I don't, regret them. I think, sacrificing things in your life, is part of the game. Someone once asked me, well, how bad do you want to be an artist? How bad do you want to be successful? Not to me. This was just something I heard. And someone answered, oh, you need it as bad as you want to breathe. That's how bad you need to want it. And maybe that's a bit extreme. However, the sentiment I agree with, right? Because it is not just an occupation or a career, but it's a
lifestyle.
Yes, it's a way of living.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but yeah, that's the chaos part of it too, right? There's creation is chaos.
Yes.
Yes, in any way, in the beginning of the universe, there was chaos, right? Because something new was being created, transformed into something new. And I feel like the process is the same, and it requires red hot exploding stars.
It definitely does. It definitely does. Do you have any favorite experiences that you've had? Working, it doesn't have to be the film or the book itself, but a favorite experience making a book, a film or acting? Do you have any favorite experiences?
Interesting. I think each medium is slightly different. So when I was acting a bit more, well, the rehearsal process I always loved more than the actual performance process, because that's where everything was created, right?
Yeah.
That's like where all the decisions are made. So the rehearsal process for me was always the most fun. And there's nothing quite like during an actual show of going out there and taking a bow and hearing, you know, that's the addicting part of the whole thing. That's you know, the greatest high there is, as I said before. It's just rewarding, right? That people enjoyed your hard work. In the film world, no one will guess this one, but my favorite part is actually sitting down with the film composer and helping create the music. I love being in that room because I am not really a musician, so we speak different languages, but I talk in words and feelings and tones and moods, and the composer usually hopefully translates that into notes. And the fun part is speaking different languages, but knowing what we're saying at the same time. Because then to me, at that point, a film is already picture locked, right? Like, you know, you already know what it looks like. And now all of a sudden it's like a breath of life into the project, that music. So yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because for me, my favorite day of the rehearsal process is Sitzprobe, when the pit comes in and we get the drums, we get the guitar, we get the bass, we get any other instruments that we need besides the piano, in addition to the piano. It's just like the whole thing comes to life.
Yep.
The whole thing comes to life. It's my favorite day. Favorite day. I like squeal like a 3-year-old every single time I'm at a Sitzprobe, whether it's a show I'm directing or choreographing or I'm in. I love it so much. It just brings that other layer.
Yeah.
And you know, where words fail, music speaks, you know, the old saying. But it is so true. And if you combine music with words, it's just magical.
Yeah,
like
special.
it's very, very special. Oh, I'm getting all like heartfelt about it. My heart is just like fluttering right now.
It's amazing though how it amplifies reality, because in reality, right, there is no soundtrack following us around, but something happens when you put a score, right, to something even seemingly mundane, and all of a sudden it's now a heightened piece of art, right? That's what makes it, you know, cinema or musical theater, beyond the everyday.
It's beyond the everyday, everyone. Beyond the everyday. And that's why people love music so much. It just amplifies their lives. It just amplifies their lives.
Music is one of the most special forms of art, because I don't know what it is, because there are no words. I'm just thinking about instrumental music, let's say.
Okay.
But even music with lyrics, it has this ability to connect people all over the world who don't even know each other.
Yeah.
And they actually share a common experience without ever knowing it. But there's like something in the ether or the energy or whatever that also lets you know that somewhere there is someone feeling this thing that you're feeling from this specific piece of music. That's pretty special.
It's so special.
Yeah.
It's so special.
It's like a bonding experience with just humanity, just like faceless people that are out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it so much.
Yeah. I guess all art has that power, but I think music in particular nails it.
It hits in the heart, it hits in the bones. It's the human experience.
Yeah.
In its own form of poetry.
Ooh, yes. I like that.
Thank you.
I made a film called The Concert Goer, and like one of the themes of the film is that music is the true spirituality. Right?
Yeah.
Like music is the spiritual.
It transcends.
Yes, that's exactly true. It transcends. Yes. Yep.
I like this conversation.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Speaking of poetry, Greg, you have brought your latest poetry book with you.
I do. I have it.
You have
Very
it.
exciting.
Can you read a poem for our listeners?
Sure. I would love to.
Everybody, I had the pleasure of reading this poetry. Is a chapbook, right?
Yep.
Okay. I had the pleasure of reading this chapbook and actually writing a blurb on the back before it was published. And I was very honored you asked me. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being asked for a blurb. This is so cool. And just reading, like, I already liked your poetry, but just like reading all of these that are so specific to, you know, romance and love and lust and all of that. It was really, really cool. I was like, this is a side of Greg I didn't know.
Well, I had to ask you to write the blurb because anyone who writes something called a grayscale love affair fits in too perfectly with these themes that we're talking about here.
Mine does not get as steamy as Greg's, everybody. So, but what are you going to read a poem for us today?
Yeah, I'll read one of the short ones. Also,
Okay.
one of the more tame ones.
Okay.
Let's just say. And if you want to get extra spicy and steamy, you can purchase Summer Heat: Poems of Passion. It's on Amazon, or if you see me around, I usually always have copies. And they're only $10.
Only $10. That's basically free. We have to explain that after you read your book.
I set it up and then I realized, oh, no one knows what that is.
We'll explain it after you read your poem. Go, 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 go.
Okay, this piece is called The Interlocking. It's about the power of a kiss.
Ooh.
I know. It first occurs in the desirous eyes, a sparkle that shall sensationalize. Heads cock and unhurriedly gravitate, anon pairs of flesh yearningly conjugate. The integration is unremitting, emotions amorously transmitting. Tools for tasting pierce the pulpy blockade, greet each other, agreeably invade. The quivering interlocking then slows, pull away, the moment comes to a close. If a picture does hold 1,000 words, and a city contains limitless herds, then what is a kiss but a new frontier, a universe of pleasure to revere? For when time and space bear little meaning, a vacuum exists, holds naught but feeling.
Ooh.
Poem.
I just picture your hand going like a little snap.
Boom, I do that. It's a little signature move.
Love it. That's very powerful.
Thank you.
A new frontier. It is. It's so
is.
true.
Yes.
It's so true. First kisses are like a whole new world.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
refrained from singing the song from Aladdin just now. So for anybody who liked that poem and is looking for more spicy or steamy ones to read, Greg, where can they find it again?
Right on Amazon. It's by Wildside Press. If you do go to any of the local open mics and I'm there, I always have copies on me if you prefer to stay away from online shopping. But that's the easiest way to get it.
So the local poetry open mics he's talking about, Long Island and some in the New York City boroughs.
Last night I was in Long Island City.
You were?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. There's a new group. They're called the Dope Poets.
The Dope Poets.
So obviously I was
that.
like, I gotta go, obviously.
Oh my God, I love that.
It's a lot of fun.
Next time, let me know.
I will. And I've been going
Please.
to Brooklyn a lot as well. Bushwick has this monopoly on city poetry.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
very
sounds
cool.
so cool. So for anybody who is at those poetry open mics, so you have different places to catch Greg. Just Google.
Yeah.
Just Google stuff. And also, for anybody who is listening right now, the cover of Summer Heat is a picture of red lips with a red, white, and blue popsicle stick. You know, the ones that we all ate when we were kids in summer. And it's melting. So there you go. That's the cover. It's very, very steamy. Summer Heat, melting popsicle. you can let your imagination run wild for what that represents. So,
we need not analyze everything.
But so at these poetry open mics, a running kind of thing that we all say is whatever the cost of a book someone mentions, we all repeat the cost and then say that's basically free, because everything is so expensive now.
Yes.
Everything is so expensive.
Nothing's basically free.
Nothing's basically free.
Except these poetry books.
Except these poetry books. I do the same. I have copies with me when I go to these open mics as well. And I also this one's $10. A Grayscale Love Affair is, I think, $10. It's $10. And then everybody shouts, $10. That's basically free.
You know what I'm waiting for, though? I'm waiting for someone to sell their book for an exorbitant amount of money. And then we all second guess saying it. And we're all like, that is not basically free.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day when someone says 40.
Yeah.
I won't say it
just
then.
Silence.
Yeah. It becomes second nature, though. For another phrase that we use, it's become second nature. And it's just wait a second. We have to actually listen.
Yes.
We have to actually listen to what the person is saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is also part of the connection thing, because if you go to any of these open mics, many on Long Island, Queens, and in Brooklyn, you will hear the same callbacks.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel connected to the community as a whole, even if it's your first time going to this specific place and you don't know anyone there. Mm-hmm. It's those same callbacks, and it makes you feel like, oh, I do know where I am. So I think that's the communal aspect of poetry has been very cool.
It's been awesome. It's been absolutely awesome. And I know for me, it really opened up new doors for myself. It really opened up new doors for myself. As you know, I never was a rhyming poet. I always used to just do prose for the most part. I would sneak some rhymes in if they came to me, but I always had trouble with it. And then, in conjunction with going to the poetry open mics, and then also, I have a friend who kind of inspired me to get back into writing, because right before I started going, I didn't write for a year. And I realized I was like, wow, oh my gosh. And then I started doing it again, and I challenged myself. I was like, let me try to rhyme. Let me see what happens. And just hearing other poets, having this friend who inspired me, and then, being in the environment of all of these open mics, I was just like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's such a great community.
It is. And I love rhyming. I love when poets rhyme. I don't know what happened. A few decades ago, people decided to just toss rhyming out the window in terms of poetry. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there's been a bunch of us trying to desperately get it back in.
Yes, absolutely. I think there is definitely a power in the bluntness of the prose type of poetry.
Sure.
It gets short, sweet, to the point, then it's done. Which sometimes you need. Sometimes people need that to read, or even the writer themselves needs that. But that's how I used to do it, because that's what I needed. And then I was just something's different inside, so let me bring this new layer out, and it's been great.
That's awesome.
It's been great, yeah.
It's really also always interesting to look at the totality of your work to see how it evolves and changes over time.
Yeah.
Because I think all of us writers go through shifts, and I was looking at all of my poetry from over the years, and it's just an interesting note how it grows, and also how reading more poetry and also going to these open mics and hearing more poetry alters the way I write poetry now.
Yeah.
Right? It's you can't even help it. It just subsumes you, and it gets into you, and all of a sudden you notice, oh, I'm trying something new. Oh, I'm experimenting. Oh, I probably got this from this group over here, or this person over there. Mm-hmm. And so it's ever ever expanding and changing and growing. And I think that's good.
Yeah. And it's also like looking back on like your old poetry and all the poetry you've written through the years. It's like you've seen how you've grown, whether it's based on what you're writing about or how you're writing it. It's a testament to growth. It's like diaries. It's like journal entries. It's just great. You have this to look back on, and if you have a bad day, you can be like, wait a second, let me look at, where I was and how much I've grown, both as a person, as a writer, or, whatever passion you have. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. I love that. It's funny, when I started off, I wrote mostly about concepts in terms of poetry.
Oh.
It has only been relatively recently, like the last year or two, that I'm actually writing about, quote unquote, me.
Oh.
Right, like vulnerabilities or feelings or whatnot. But poetry is always like something like over there for me that I can be like, oh, that's an interesting thought or theme or concept, and I'll go into that. But then Tammy, who's one of the local poets out in Suffolk County, she put out this book about, it was all like a book of self-reflection and self-examination, and I started going through my stuff to see what I should submit, and I realized, oh, I don't have any of that.
Oh, wow.
Like, there's just none of that. I'm like, oh, that's just a really interesting self-diagnostic and observation that I don't do that. So then for that anthology specifically, that was my foray into kind of, being more vulnerable consciously in my work.
Wow, I kind of went the opposite way. I mean, I've always, I mean, even my poetry now, I'm a very I poet. I'm a very about, this is how I express myself rawly.
Sure.
Is rawly a word?
It is now. You're a poet.
Okay, there we go. It's how I express myself in the most real, vulnerable, and raw way. And most honest way. The most honest way. I've always been that way with poetry. And, I have a couple of concept poems here and there, but I rarely talk about, actually, though, one of my poems got accepted into a poetry anthology. I can't talk about it just yet. And yes, it's very exciting. And it's not about me. It's about the world.
Cool.
Or like it's about humankind. And which is, I never expected that to be accepted.
Sure.
Because most of my poems are like how I'm feeling, how I deal with emotions. Like the last open mic we were at together, I rapped somehow.
Yeah, that did happen. It's true. I was there to witness this. Yeah.
It was crazy. The open mic that we were at has a house band that accompanies poets, if they so choose, with background music. And, there's musicians who play there too for the open mic. But I don't know what came over me. It was a out-of-body experience. And I'm reading a poem about love and, realizing certain things about myself with my own patterns and how that affects my dating / relationship / what I think about myself, relationship with myself. And Greg was there, and I just, the drummer was drumming, and I just went with it. I went with it. I was not conscious. I was in that other plane, kind of like out of body, watching myself performing this, and I had no control. I just went for it.
She was enveloped in sweet madness.
I was.
And then we all like looked at each other, and all of a sudden you just started rapping, right? And you kept it going, and it was awesome. We all looked at each other like, did anyone know that she could do this? Did anyone expect this? This is awesome.
I didn't even know I could do that. Yeah. I did not expect that. And then I came off stage, and my hand was like shaking. I could not believe what just happened.
Yeah.
It was just
because of nerves, or because you're like a rapper now?
No. because of excitement.
Nice.
Because of excitement. It was such an exciting experience, and it was the most creative experience that I had when I actually just submit it and let it happen. You know?
That's what you got to do.
Yeah. I just
Can't control these things.
No.
They just go.
Yeah. It was in me and it came out, and I just, no walls to stop it. And it just happened. Do you have walls when you write? Apparently, this is a tough question.
I like to think I don't, but sometimes I wonder if I'm unaware that they're there. Sometimes I'll write something and there will be a wave of awareness that, wow, you just put this on paper, you just put this out there. That's kind of big or whatever.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't seek to hinder myself in any way, or to like self-censor in, you know, the best of ways.
Yeah.
Because then it's not vulnerable and the artistic merit perhaps decreases. So, I mean, I think we all have certain boundaries or whatnot, and maybe some of those are even subconscious, right? But I certainly attempt to be as open as I possibly can when I write.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I have trouble letting down my walls, though, but I know that.
But you're aware that they're there?
I'm aware that they're there. Yeah. Like the voices just start, and then I'm just like, I try to ignore them, but then I just stop and I'm like, let them say it. And then go and then go back to writing.
That's interesting. I feel like sometimes when I look at old work of mine, that I'm like, I knew what you wanted to say, but like, why didn't you just say it?
Right.
Like,
that's
but you
what
weren't,
I say to
you
myself.
weren't aware at the time that there was this wall, but looking back, you could so clearly see that there was one. Right. And so that's kind of what I meant by like, I attempt to in the moment, but sometimes, you know, you're not even aware what you're unaware of, the unknown unknowns or whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really makes it tough, doesn't it?
It does. Oh my goodness. It makes it so tough.
Yeah.
Us creatives being, you know, people.
Yeah.
So Greg, we are at time.
Lovely conversation.
Which I wish I could have you on longer, but that just means we're going to have you on again.
Part 2 next season. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. We'll talk about other things.
Cool.
So
this is actually all I got. No, I'm kidding.
Greg is tapped out.
No. This is all the things I know I can talk about now. I've said everything.
Nice. So
next time we'll talk more about film stuff too. I feel like that's a good one.
That'd be really, really fun, especially because I have a minor in film.
I did not know that.
I do. Except I didn't actually film anything. I just took enough classes that accumulated that I could have a film minor. I know like basic things, but I've never actually like filmed like with a camera or like anything like that. Well, like I have a film history.
This is halfway there, right? A podcast, or
right?
Kinda, yeah.
It's halfway there. Creative director hat, I guess. But like, I'm not operating this camera. NSTV is. Thank you, NSTV, for use of your beautiful studio. Like all this equipment, I'm like, I'm not touching this. I don't know how they work. I'm gonna break it.
That's funny you say that. But as someone who directs films, and I can say that now because I feel comfortable. I'm not like a technical director. Like I am truly an actor's director. Like I don't touch the camera or any of the equipment, and you don't want me to either. Like I am there for the creative, the actors, the image, and like my cinematographer, I call a director of photographer because they truly direct the photography, and I want them to. Okay. So there's still hope. You can use that minor.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg. Greg, do you have any last words you want to say to the listeners of the Sweet Madness podcast?
Yeah, just embrace and relish that chaos, the disorder, the madness.
Make it green.
Love it.
Make it green. And where do you have a website or anywhere they can check you out online?
Sure. You can check out the company I co-founded is G&E Productions. So if you Google Genie Productions. You can find our website with all of our stuff. You can find me. I still have a Facebook, but I also have an Instagram now.
Greg joined us.
I know, Greg _Cioffi, Cioffi, on Insta. And yeah, you can follow us and check out all the cool things.
I'm going to put Greg's website of his production company and his Instagram in the show notes so you guys can just click and follow. And also, please don't forget to subscribe and rate and like the Sweet Madness podcast. If you have any questions, there is a form to submit on amandamontoni.com. I'll also put that link in the show notes as well. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to link that in the show notes as well, amanda.montoni. And the theme was kind of mostly poetry today. So if you have anything that you would love to have a poem written about, you know where to find me at amandamontoni.com. You can get your free personalized poem. Your story sticks with me. I don't submit these to any publications. I do not put them in works that I am working on to publish myself. And, you know, it's a fun way to just get some poetry. And it's also a great exercise for me as a writer. So I'd be helping you out, you'd be helping me out, and that's what we're here for, right? That's what we're here for at the Sweet Madness podcast. We're here to hold each other's hands and help each other grow. There's also Sweet Madness merch. Don't forget your merch. I'm giving you all of the CTAs right now, all of the call to actions. And I'm going to finally say goodbye. So, Greg, you ready?
I'm
you want to
ready.
say goodbye on 3?
Sure.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Goodbye.
Goodbye.